Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. We have the NFL Divisional Playoffs going to start here in about 2 hours or less. Can you get ready any possible way rather than getting your beer, getting your pizza, getting your snacks, and getting everything ready? This is going to be a spectacular weekend, okay? We're going to end up having the Bengals versus the Titans today, which is going to start at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. Now, on top of that, we also get the San Francisco 49ers, bang, bang, Niner gang against the Green Bay Packers, Grassy Posse, I see you. Then tomorrow, all right, we get the Rams and my Buccaneers. Can't wait for that. And then we got maybe the best possible game of the weekend. All right, you got the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So today I wanted to break down just a quick video right before we get going. Obviously, I woke up a little early, got the coffee. I ended up getting the snacks. I got, the 20 beers in the fridge. All right, the 20 beers are in the fridge. I got some Modelo, obviously the Pina Picante and the Chelada. All right, the pineapple beer is ready to go. So there's obviously going to be matchups that we're going to watch, all right? And it's going to be something where there's going to be teams that we want to win, all right? And then there's going to be teams that are going to win. There's a difference, all right? Sometimes you pick with your head, sometimes you pick with your heart. And obviously with your heart, sometimes it can mislead you and you can go down the route, the wrong path. And it's obviously natural to go down that particular path because you want those teams to go there and have the more sexy matchups as we get further along to the NFC and the AFC championship game. Michael Gabriel in the building. What to do? EMC 84. Rams to the Super Bowl versus the Chiefs or the Bills. I mean, everyone's going to have their particular favorites. And I'm going to break down, a quick, just kind of thorough, each game. We're going to go over, obviously, what I think, who I want to win, and who I probably think is going to win. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to see where it goes. And obviously, when we have this matchup, we have, obviously, let's start off with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans. So when we talk about the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans, obviously, we know the Bengals, all right? They've been hot. You got Joe Burrow. You got Joe Mixon. You got Jamar Chase. All right. You got T. Higgins. All right. You got Avoid the Boyd, Tyler Boyd. Everything is rolling. You got Trey Hendrickson on the defense. Okay. You got Jesse Bates III. I think a majority of America wants this team on the screen that you're seeing, the Cincinnati Bengals, to play against the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills. I don't think really a lot of people, unless you're a Chiefs fan or a Buffalo Bill fan, I particularly want, if I could have my choice, I would want the Bengals winning the game, even though it's going to be tough on the road going against who? The Kansas City Chiefs. But let's not disrespect and not forget about the Tennessee Titans. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. King Henry is back. I don't really know what type of role King Henry is going to have today. All right. But usually, as we know, as we're going into the playoffs and with the home teams and the away teams, as we know this, okay, home teams have a big advantage in the playoffs. It starts from the wild card round to the divisional round. It goes up another notch, and then it goes on to the NFC and the AFC championship game. So even though, they got Burrow and they got Mixon and they got T. Higgins, I think that on the road, it's going to be a difficult time. I'm not saying that the Bengals can't win this game. They might blow out the Titans on the road. But I think, obviously, with my heart says, hey, I want the Bengals to win this game because if they play against the Chiefs, they beat them earlier in the year. Burrow is sexy. Burrow is hot. They got obviously a good defense on well-rounded defense and offense. The Titans, I'm not saying that they're a bad football team. They easily can win this game at home, riding the wave and Uncle Mo obviously being at home with their fan base, okay? So there's going to be a difference here. A lot of America wants the Bengals, all right, because obviously they're the sexier team. And obviously, if you go into the AFC championship game, I think more people would rather see the Bills and, obviously who? The Cincinnati Bengals or the Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. But obviously with picks, and as you're getting a little bit, further along, the Tennessee Titans at home, you would think if King Henry has anything to give, who knows if he's going to play, the whole game, limited snaps. We don't really know, but I got to go with the home team. And even though I think that the Cincinnati Bengals are the better team overall, I think at home, the Tennessee Titans, the home teams definitely have a huge advantage when you go into this round. What team do I like a little more? I like this team. I like the Cincinnati Bengals. All right. I like Joe Burrow. I think this guy is the guy. I'd rather have Joe Burrow rather than Ryan Tannehill. But I'm thinking right now with everything on the line, this might be a game where Joe Burrow doesn't play as well as we've seen him. Maybe he rides that momentum and he can get them all the way to the AFC Championship game and possibly the Super Bowl. But this is the first year that Cincinnati has really been good. So even though I want to pick the Cincinnati Bengals, and it's very possible that any of the teams that we got going today and tomorrow, out of the 8 teams that are left, anybody can win. I mean, obviously we've seen that you can win on any given Thursday, Sunday, Monday, any day throughout the week that you can win. But I got to think at some point, even though the Titans had a week off, that's what makes me a little bit nervous about picking this particular matchup as well. All right. Because with these matchups, all right, Titans are at home. All right. So they got the advantage, but they haven't played in a week. All right. And on the Bengals side, they're hot. All right, they know they can win at home and on the road. They are a different team on the road than at home. So obviously at this point, I have to assume that Ryan Tannehill and the Titans are going to ride that momentum and ride that wave, even though I personally would rather have the Cincinnati Bengals move on with Joe Burrow. I think that the Tennessee Titans are going to have enough to be able to find a way to get to the AFC Championship game. Even though I would rather have, the Cincinnati Bengals there, just because I think that they're a sexier team on offense and defense. Jesse Bates III, Trey Hendrickson. It's looking nice for that team in the near future. But if the Bengals win, would I be shocked? No, I would not. But I'm going to go with, obviously, if the Cincinnati Bengals were at home, I would be leaning towards them 100%. But since they're on the road, it might be a little bit more difficult for them to get the dub, even though they got Burrow and Jamar Chase. They got amazing weapons on offense and defense, and I like their team overall better. But just being on the road, it might be too much for them. So I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans in the first matchup, even though I think the Bengals are a better team, but I have to go with the Tennessee Titans. Michaela in the building, EMC in the building, Elliot Evans in the building. So I've been in and out. I've been very sick with COVID. Feel better, my dude. Sarah Small in the building. Tighten up 22. Say, don't forget about that Titans front four. Definitely, I'm not forgetting about that. So I'm with the picks. Like I said, it's going to be tough. I think a lot of America wants to go with this guy right here. They want to go with Joe Burrow. They want to go with the Bengals. They're the sexier team. But I am going to go with not my heart. I'm going to go with my head, and I'm going to go with Ryan Tannehill. All right, we're going to go with Derrick Henry. I don't know how much he's going to play, all right, but I got to go with that defensive front four. I'm going to go the Tennessee Titans, all right? My head says Tennessee Titans, right? My heart says the Bengals, but the Bengals are not at home, so I'm going to go with tighten up 22. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. Don't disrespect them. They're probably the least sexy team out of all the teams that are left right now, all right? But again, Ryan Tannehill is one of my favorite quarterbacks. That's not necessarily a superstar quarterback. I think he's going to be able to get it done. They got some pretty good balance on the team. Vrabel is the man, even though the Bengals have an opportunity to win this game, and they can go to many AFC Championship games as long as they can keep that core healthy. I'm thinking that the home team, obviously, this particular matchup is definitely going to have an edge. Hearing that crowd go with you instead of against you. Like I said, in the wild card games, you only had one team, all right, on the road win. The San Francisco 49ers, bang, bang, Niner gang against the Dallas Cowboys, who have a history of choking and failing and not getting it done regardless if it's at home or on the road. I went 4-2 in my picks. And in this one, you literally could go anywhere from 6-0 in your picks, or you can go 3-3, because I really honestly feel out of any of the matchups that we're watching today, anything can happen. I'm really feeling that way because we've seen the upsets. We've seen the underdogs. We've seen crazy shit happen in October, November, and December. But once we get to the playoffs, we start to kind of settle down a little bit on who we think it's going to win. And even though I think Joe Burrow, all right, and the Cincinnati Bengals are the more well-rounded team overall and the hotter team, they are on the road. So I'm going to go with my pick, the Tennessee Titans at home, Ryan Tannehill, that defense. King Henry is back. I think that they will be able to find enough to be able to squeak by and get past the Cincinnati Bengals. I think a majority of America is just riding with Cincinnati because it's kind of like a bandwagon thing. You know what I mean? Like we saw Joe Burrow at LSU. We see Joe Burrow do his thing at Cincinnati. It's just kind of like a popular pick. But sometimes you just can't be a bandwagon person. Sometimes you got to make your own opinion and think about, okay, the defensive front four, the battle on the offensive line, the coaching, how is it going to all play out? Even though I like Joe Burrow and how hot he's been for the last 2 months, all right, at some point, you're going to have some struggles. So the popular pick in America is the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm going to go against that. I'm going to go the Tennessee Titans at home. They're going to find a way to squeak by against this amazing team that we've seen in Cincinnati this year. And that's going to be an unpopular opinion, choosing this team right here with Ryan Tannehill. But I think the offense, the defense, obviously the first seed, it's going to be a little bit of an advantage hearing that crowd do what they do, okay? So that's the first pick. Let me acknowledge everybody in the room. Michael Gabriel in the building, EMC84 in the building, Elliot Evans in the building. This is a big point right here. Don't forget the Titans front four. I won't. Okay, I really understand what they got going on there. Xavier Williams, King Henry, all hail. What up, fan? Long time no see. Good to see you grinding as usual. Absolutely. You know, obviously I've been going through some ups and some downs through the depression and the anxiety, but I'm here. I'm grinding. I'm doing this video, and then I'm going to be doing both the games today and both of the games tomorrow. Henry just being on the team and out on the field, he elevates it, absolutely opens up the play action. We don't know how healthy he's going to be, but just his presence on the field, all right, is definitely going to be big. Message from a Golden Eagle. What up, Ryan, in the NWSF? I don't care of the rest of the friggin' season. Bucks can get that repeat if they beat the Rams. We'll see, all right? We'll see. All right, and then, obviously, you know, you're not trying to use a lot of bias in the picks. I'm just trying to be able to be as just 100 as possible, you know what I mean? And like I said, any team out of these 8 teams that are left could advance. I really think that, you know what I mean? Any scenario could come up with coaching, injuries, you know what I mean? But I got to think that maybe that the Bengals are 1 year ahead of being where they're at right now. Maybe we didn't think the Bengals were going to be here until next year or the year after. Maybe they're a year early. At some point, you know, your luck is going to run out. And if you're on the road, obviously, things are going to get a little bit tougher. Now, am I saying that, you know, Joe Burrow can't win a game on the road? No, of course they can win, but I just got to think the Tennessee Titans are probably the most disrespected team in the NFL that's in the playoffs right now. No one really is giving them any credit whatsoever. They're like, they're the 1 seed. But have we been talking about them? Have we been talking about Ryan Tannehill and Vrabel? Have we been talking about them? Fuck no. We haven't been talking about them at all. And that's a problem, okay? We've been talking about Cincinnati. We've been talking about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills routing the Patriots. We've been talking about the Chiefs routing Big Ben and putting him in retirement. No one has been talking about Tennessee. So now it's my job to talk about the Tennessee Titans. I think that they're going to be able to find a way to have good balance. They're going to be able to make it a little bit difficult for Joe Burrow. Will Joe Burrow still play a fantastic game? More than likely, he'll still put his team in a good position to win, and they may win. They may even blow out the Titans. It's possible. But just right now, with about an hour and a half before the games go, I'm going to go with my gut, all right? I'm going to go with my feelings. Right now, I got the Tennessee Titans over, all right? The Titans, that's my pick. The Titans over the Bengals. The Bengals is the popular pick, the bandwagon pick. I got to go with the pick that I feel, the Tennessee Titans. You feel me? That's where I'm going to go. So that's the first pick of where I think that they're going to go. And I imagine Tighten Up 22 and Jamison Meza, you guys are probably surprised that I actually went with your guys' team. Or maybe you're not, because, you know, I'm not biased and I'm not a bandwagon guy like a lot of these other YouTubers or a lot of people on podcasts and social media, all right? I really feel that they're going to bring it today. Now, could they shit the bed and get their ass kicked today? Absolutely. But I feel, all right, the energy, the vibe, obviously being at home, there is a reason why those teams are going to end up finding a way to get it done. So my first pick, obviously, as you guys heard again, even though I like Joe Burrow, I like Joe Mixon, I like T. Higgins, I like Jamar Chase, I avoid the boy Tyler Boyd, I like Trey Hendrickson, I like Jesse Bates III. I love this team a lot. And I think that the better matchup as far as popularity and matchup is concerned is going to be Chiefs Bengals. Will we end up getting that? I'm not too sure, but I'm going to go with the Titans at home just for my pick for this video as we're moving forward. Next matchup, all right? We got the San Francisco 49ers. Bang, bang, Niner gang, okay? We got the Niners, all right? We got the Niners, and we got the Green Bay Packers led by Aaron Rodgers. Now, with this one is one of those matchups where you're thinking, okay, Green Bay, you know, they're the number 1 seed. They've been there multiple years in a row. Did the 49ers have any kind of shot? Obviously, if Jimmy G's banged up and they have to go Trey Lance, and obviously we don't really know the quarterback situation if they're going to be out there, and how many reps is Jimmy going to get? You know, what are you going to be getting with that particular matchup? Regardless if it's Jimmy or Trey Lance or a mixture of both, I think Green Bay and this guy right here, I mean, this is kind of an easy pick for me. I think the Niners and Debo and Brandon and George Kittle, I mean, they got a lot of weapons here, but they're motivated, all right? They are motivated. Tom Grossi Posse, they're number 1. I see you. You are number 1. And you got a lot of guys. Aaron Jones. You got plenty of pieces that are going to be out there. And this guy, Devontae Adams, the best wide receiver in the game. You know they're fighting in Lambeau. These fans, look at these fans' reaction. They love it. Cheeseheads all day, every day. So with this one, the offense, the defense, you know, this is possibly the year for the Green Bay Packers, all right, to be able to find a way, all right? And the San Francisco 49ers, it's not like they got there by mistake. They were hot. We knew that they could beat the Cowboys, all right? They went in there. The Cowboys just couldn't find a way to have a good game plan with McCarthy. And obviously, as we know, Kellen Moore, both those guys need to be fired. Okay. But Jimmy G, he's kind of known for mistakes. All right. He can play pretty good football for you. But when it comes into the clutch, NFC Championship game, Super Bowl, Divisional, chances are not he's going to throw 1 or 2 picks, and it might end up leading to a field goal or a touchdown. Now, you're going to be getting guys back like this, like who? Not Joey Bosa, like they said in the Cowboy game. It's fucking Nick, all right? If you don't know what Bosa you're talking about, you shouldn't be on fucking TV, all right? Robbie Gold, there's going to be some field goal opportunities for him. They got nice pieces all around, all right? Elijah Moore, all right? You got, plenty of guys, Debo and Brandon, all right? You got plenty of pieces. Fred Warner was a little banged up as well, but I got to think, even though San Francisco 49ers are a huge underdog, if they were at home, I think a few people would be thinking, okay, maybe that the Niners have a chance, but you're not at home. So I got to go with the easy pick. I think this is pretty universal across the board. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers, the Cheeseheads. I'm going to go with Devontae Adams, all right, and my boy Aaron Rodgers doing that, touchdowns all day, every day, pointing to the crowd, saying, hey, guess what? We're fucking number one. I got to go that particular route. I'm thinking that it's going to be enough offense and defense with those 2 picks. So my picks today, even though I want to go Bengals, Packers, that's what I want to go because I want to see the Bengals go against the Chiefs personally, okay? But I'm going to go that particular route because I feel that with the Green Bay Packers at home in Lambeau, and especially if there's issues with injuries with Jimmy, all right, there's injuries obviously with Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, they're a little bit banged up. Do they have the depth to keep up? One thing that they do have is an amazing play caller and head coach in Kyle Shanahan. So the game might be a little bit closer, for Jimmy G and the San Francisco 49ers. But I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers, and it could be a route, obviously, today, later on tonight, which I'll be doing the game. So my 2 picks so far today, all right, between the Bengals, all right, the Bengals and the Titans. It's tough. America's pick is the Bengals. I'm going to go with my heart and my head. I'm going to go Tennessee Titans at home over the Bengals, even though the Bengals have been very hot. And then as we go into the next matchup, we got the San Francisco 49ers against the Green Bay Packers. And I'm going to go Green Bay Packers. I feel that they got enough to be able to win at Lambeau. And I'm hoping it ends up being the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers. All right. You feel me? Do you feel me? This is going to be an interesting day. Like I said, I'm going to be working very long and hard and going through a lot of these matchups. And I appreciate everyone in the building. Let me go in here and scroll up to see what everyone is saying. Jameson in the building. What a dope. Elliot Evans in the building. Xavier Williams. Vrabel's a good coach. Definitely right. Returning King Henry. Niners, Packers going to be lit. Absolutely. Lenny D. I think everyone in America has got the Packers winning tonight. Absolutely. Okay. Go Pack go. Sarah Small says, I see you. I feel you. All right. Says, I like this setup, Orion. Appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm just trying to grind and hustle. I'm not able to use the scoreboard in the other program just yet because there's some issues there. I got it all set up, and then the text portion of it wasn't working. So I got really frustrated. So at least I got StreamYard that I can use this particular setup. I'm going to have the ticker down below, but we're going to have a fun time, and we're going to grind and drink a lot of beer. But I feel really good about the matchups tonight. All right, so make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, donate to your boy if you can, and it's going to be an amazing trip. We got about an hour and a half away before we get to those matchups. Now, all right, for tomorrow's games, all right, obviously we know we got who? We got the Rams, all right, who are going to be the favored team, all right, over my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all right, the Rams and the Bucs, all right. The Bucs are my team. All right. And obviously everyone knows that. Everyone knows, all right, I am a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan through and through. We obviously know right now that the Rams are hot. All right. We know the Rams are healthy. And I think a majority of America right now is going with the Rams. Deservedly so. We saw what Stafford did. All right. The D-line has been putting a lot of pressure on Kyler. I mean, I don't have Godwin. I don't have AB. Ryan Jensen, my center, and Tristan Wirfs are banged up. Okay. All right. My defense, though, is the healthiest that it's been probably since the beginning of the season. So even though I am going to be the underdog playing at home, even though the Rams have been doing big things, I just got to think that the Bucs and Tom Brady are going to have to find a way. Will he get sack lunch? Yum, 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 yum. Yes, he will. Will he throw a pick or two in this game? Possibly. Okay. And the Rams obviously are going to be confident that they're going to go up to Lambeau and they're going to play in that NFC Championship game. But the one thing that they don't have on their football team that I have, this guy right here, Tom Brady. So as long as I have Tom Brady and the defense is healthy, I got to think even with the offensive line issues that we're going to have, and even though the popular pick is going to be the Rams, all right, I got to go with Tom Brady because as long as I got the Tom Brady on the roster as the fourth coach, all right, BA, we got Bruce Arians, okay? All right, we got Todd Bowles, we got Byron Leftwich, we got Tom Brady, we got 4 coaches in there. We got to be able to find a way to try to go 4-2 in this window. All right, we don't have Godwin anymore, but we do got Mike Evans. All right, Levante David is starting to get healthy. We got Devin White. The fans are ready. We're going to be at home. Now, if the game was obviously on the road, more people would be going with the Rams. But I got to think that as long as I got Brady in there being able to make plays, I'm going to go with that particular pick for me. I'm a Bucs fan. I try not to be biased, but I honestly feel that even though the Rams are the popular pick in America, is going to go with the Rams, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and obviously I'm injured. All right. But just because you have injuries and you have that adversity, all right, doesn't mean that they're not going to come to play. Now, if the Rams were at home, all right, then it's going to be more people rooting for the Rams. I'm injured. I have issues on O-line, the defense, wide receiver. All right, I get it. But I'm at home. And Tom Brady's going to play good at home. So I think that with his quick release and going through the play calling with BA and Leftwich this obviously past week, they've watched the film. They beat us last year in the regular season by 3. They beat us by 10 earlier in the year when our defense was banged up in the first month of the season. Payback is a bitch. We already know that, all right, with the Saints. They beat us twice in the regular season. But what happened in that third game? We found a way to get that dub in the playoffs, and I think the same thing is going to happen with Brady. We're going to find a way. It might be a low-scoring game, and it might end up being 23-20, all right? But I have to feel in my heart that this season's not over for me. I'm trying to do the collab with Grossi. I'm trying to do Bucs, Packers, NFC Championship game. I think more people would want to see that matchup necessarily than the Rams and the Packers, which would still be a good matchup. But I think more people would rather see Tom win or Tom lose, me win or me lose. So I am going to go, even though we know the Rams, they got studs everywhere, okay? I see you, Von Miller. You've been playing great. Odell Beckham Jr., you've been doing your thing. Sony Michel, I'm bringing you back to Georgia. I see you. Jalen Ramsey, the best corner overall in the game. You got lots of guys like this guy, Aaron Donald. He's going to make it tough for me out there. I get it. All right. Matthew Stafford, you finally got your win. You got Cooper Kupp. You got Cam Akers. You got plenty of pieces like Tyler Higbee. But I got to feel, all right, with everything that I got on the line, we saw it. Tom Brady came over to a new team in a COVID year. We found a way to not only get to the playoffs, but right there to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with Levante David, Devin White, my fan base. All right, the Buccaneers are going to find a way with Tom Brady, even though that America, just like they think the Bengals, America, everyone loves them. Everyone loves them. Everyone loves the Rams. I hear you. Everyone loves those teams. All right, but I got to be different. I'm going to go, even though the Rams are a great team and they could easily beat the Buccaneers. They beat us twice in the regular season last year and this year. I got to find a way to dig deep and get to the NFC Championship game, because if I'm going to lose, I don't want to lose in this round. I want to lose against the Packers in Lambeau. If I'm going to lose, I want to lose to Grossi Posse, not anyone in the Ramley. I'm sorry. I have to find a way. Buccaneers over Rams and probably a lower scoring game. It could be maybe a 23-20 matchup, okay? Buccaneers over Rams, even though America is going to be going for heavily. Who? They're going to be heavily going for the Bengals. We already know this. All right, they're going to be heavily going for the Packers, heavily going for the Rams, and probably heavily going for Chiefs or Bills, depending on where you want to go. All right, Elliot Evans in the building, Lenny D in the building, Maximus Royalty in the building, Kettle Cooper in the building. All right, so even though I know it's going to be tough, for certain teams like the Titans, it's going to be tough for like the Buccaneers, because we know the Rams are great. It's not like I'm saying they're not a good football team. Now, if the Rams were at home, then more people, including maybe even myself, would say, all right, this might be tough for the Buccaneers on the road with the injuries that we got. But sometimes having that home field advantage and that energy and that obviously enthusiasm that you can break out, from some of your players by being at home, it's a huge advantage in the playoffs, having the people cheer for you rather than going against you. And like I said, I can't go against Brady. I can't go against my own team. We won the Super Bowl last year with everything against us. All right, I have to feel that if we're going to lose, it'll be in the NFC Championship game against the Packers. So that's where I'm going to go. So my picks so far, if you saw, we were going over the Bengals today, all right, and the Titans. America's pick is Cincinnati. I'm going to go Tennessee Titans at home. I think they're going to be able to find a way. My second pick of the day, San Francisco 49ers later today, bang, bang, Niner gang versus the Green Bay Packers. I'm going Green Bay. This is easy. I feel that Aaron Rodgers, this might be their year to at least get to the NFC Championship game, maybe even the Super Bowl. The Niners will fight. The Niners will give everything that they got. They're going to have a big day from this guy, Jimmy G, Nick Bosa, but I got to think with Aaron Rodgers, all right, pointing the number one and giving you love like Devontae Adams, how are they going to stop these guys? I don't know how they're going to, and I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. All right, tomorrow's game, right, we got the Rams playing great football, beating the brakes off of everyone and anyone that's in their way versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got to feel that the defense is going to be the reason why we're going to be able to win this game. All right, Devin White, Levante David, I'm going to find a way with Tom Brady. We're going to win this close game. We're going to get revenge. They've been studying a lot of tape from last year and this year. I got to find a way to win at home and continue the run for Tom Brady. Last matchup. All right, the last matchup of the day before I get the beer start to flow. All right, the Coronas are in the fridge. All right, the Coronas are in the fridge. They're ready to go. I got the Modelo's in the fridge as well. All right, the last matchup, probably the sexiest matchup out of all the games that we got. All right, we got the Buffalo Bills and we got the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, this guy right here, Andy Reid. All right, we know Andy Reid is a stud, right? We know he's a stud. We know that he's got everything in his arsenal. All right, we know this, okay? He's got great coaching. He's got Eric Bieniemy. You know that they got plenty of pieces there that they're going to be able to bring it, right? We know that they are going to bring it, and they're going to bring it fiercely. And it's going to be one of those things where at home, do the Buffalo Bills even have enough at home? Can they bring enough to their roster, all right? And I'm not too sure because we saw Josh Allen beat the brakes, all right? We saw him beat the brakes off the Pats. All right, but the Buffalo Bills beating the Pats at home is one thing, but you're going against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chiefs Kingdom, okay? And if you're going to be going against the Chiefs Kingdom, you're going to be going against a lot of pieces, all right? We got this guy right here. He's going to be able to bring it, all right? We know Mecole Hardman. We know he's going to be Eric Bieniemy. You know that he's going to be calling the big plays, and it's going to be one of those things with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chiefs Kingdom, Tyrann Mathieu, all the other pieces, Tyreek the Freak Hill, Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, Patrick the Clone Mahomes, even though Josh Allen is great. All right, I see you trying to throw the football into the stands. All right, it's one thing to beat the Patriots, but I'm going to be going with the Kansas City Chiefs at home. I don't see them losing that game, but if Buffalo goes in there, I could definitely see Buffalo doing big things and finding a way to upset Kansas City. Would a lot of people be shocked or surprised? I'm not really sure if you'd be really shocked if they play the way they did against the Patriots and they rout the Chiefs, or if they end up beating them barely. But I got to think that the Kansas City Chiefs with Eric Bieniemy, all right, with obviously Andy Reid, can you go against faces that look like this? All right, look at this face. What does he look thinking about? A hamburger? All right, is he thinking about ice cream, thinking about the next dub? All right, him and Eric Bieniemy, they got the advantage. So, and with the running game with Buffalo, it's a little sus. All right, Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, Breida. I don't think I believe in those guys. These guys at home with that crowd a rocking, all right, we already know what's going to be happening in that crowd. They're going to be doing a lot of this. All right, they're going to be doing a lot of the chopping. All right, and I got to go with the Kansas City Chiefs over the Buffalo Bills. So those are the picks. Obviously, as we're getting closer and closer to the matchup, it's going to be very close. It's going to be amazing. I don't really know how things are going to play out as far as blowouts or close games, but I got to feel that, anyone can win in this matchup. I mean, we can get the Bengals winning on the road. We can definitely get the Rams beating the Bucs. That's definitely possible. The Bills beating the Chiefs. That's the one that probably is least likely to happen is probably the Niners against the Packers. I think we can all agree to that. The Niners beating the Packers would be very, very like, wow, right? You know what I mean? Like we would be kind of shocked, right? At that point, that would probably be the most surprising upset. All right. But my picks for right now, even though my heart and on my mind, both of them are kind of conflicted. All right. So I'm going to go Titans over the Bengals. All right. We're going to go Green Bay Packers over the bang, bang 49ers. All right. Tomorrow we're going to go the Bucs, my team, over the Rams in a shootout. Very close. It might end up being low scoring. And then I'm going to go the Kansas City Chiefs, okay, over the Buffalo Bills. All right. And then after that, as we go through, we'll talk about matchups at that point, but I just wanted to do this video. Obviously going through, depression and anxiety, it sucks. It's a tough thing, but I'm here, I'm grinding, I'm hustling. We got about an hour before I end up starting the stream. So I just wanted to be able to put this out and we'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I end up getting all the picks right or all the picks wrong. I mean, this year has been very crazy, but I love you guys and I appreciate you guys very, very much. I'll be ready to go in about an hour. and we'll get everything going. So again, Cincinnati Bengals versus the Tennessee Titans. I got the Titans today at home, even though the Bengals are America's pick, and I know everyone's rooting for them. All right, we got the San Francisco 49ers against the Green Bay Packers. I got the Green Bay Packers in this particular matchup. Okay, and then we got what tomorrow? Tomorrow's games are going to be lit, probably better than today's games. All right, we got the Rams in LA with Matthew Stafford going against my Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. I'm going to go Tampa Bay and my boy Tom Brady. I've got to find a way to get it done, but I'm going to go with the defense. Levante David, Devin White, they find a way for your boy and the Buccaneers to advance. And then probably one of the most exciting matchups all weekend, the Buffalo Bills. All right, we know that they're going to bring it with Josh Allen. They're going to go against their rival, their nemesis, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm going to go with Kansas City Chiefs for the dub tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, get pregame ready. I've already went to the store. I got the beers ready and the snacks. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Let's see here. YouTube GM. Let me take a quick look. Thank you so much. Alex, YouTube GM, bang, $10. I didn't know if we were going to get any donations on this particular video, just because it was just kind of like a preview video at this point. Thank you so much, YouTube GM. Appreciate you. Let me put that in here. You're the man, man. YouTube GM, hustling and grinding on eBay and other things, trying to support your boy. $10 from YouTube GM on the Cash App, baby. Thank you so much. And like I said, I'm going to be grinding and I'm going to be hustling, obviously, as we're going through. Bang! $10 YouTube GM, getting it started for your boy. You know, depression is tough. All right, anxiety is tough, but sometimes you got to dig deep and dig really deep, you know, and find yourself. And one thing that always makes me happy is football and you guys. Bang, 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 bang. YouTube GM starting every video. He's like, I'm not going to let this guy go a single video. I mean, even if it's only a quick preview pick video, I'm going to show some love. YouTube GM is my stats and my analytics guy. I appreciate you. You didn't donate to the wrong person. I got it. I appreciate you very, very much. Brute Saint in the building. Loyal Rami in the building. Stephen McGinnis in the building. Jameson Mays in the building. Sarah Small in the building. Appreciate you guys, and I love you guys very much. And, I mean, it's going to be exciting because, you know, are we going to get the Titans winning at home, or is the Bengals going to be the upset team, even though they might be the favorite team by America? Niners beating Green Bay would be the biggest, maybe, catastrophe in sports. You know what I mean? Just because the Packers are so heavily favored. If they end up losing that game, I don't know what Green Bay Packer fans, go Pack Go, is going to do, especially with Grossi. That would be something that would be, I don't know. I mean, it would be such a depressing time for a Green Bay Packer fan to lose in this particular round. I mean, if you lose in the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship, it's one thing, but to lose to the Niners in the divisional round would be something that they might not be able to come back from right away. It might take some time, but I think the Packers got enough. The Buccaneers and Rams are probably the most evenly matched two teams besides the Bills and the Chiefs. They could go either way. Will we see Rams and Bills both win? It's not likely because obviously the home teams are going to find a way. The Rams are probably a little bit more favored than the Bills on the road, and the Rams could easily win because of my offensive line issues that I have. Duh, I get it, right? But as a Bucs fan, I got to go with my team. I can't go against my team when I'm playing at home. Now, if the game was on the road, maybe I pick the Rams and then try to have some luck on the road, but it's in Tampa Bay at Raymond James, so I got to go with them, all right? And then obviously as we move forward with the Chiefs versus the Bills are playing hot football, but they're not at home. And Kansas City at home, Tampa at home, Green Bay at home, Titans at home. It's tough to win games on the road. I'm not saying that any of the teams on the road, the Bengals, the Niners, the Rams, or the Bills can't do it, all right? But I got to feel that this is going to be how it's going to play out, all right? Love you guys. I appreciate you guys very, very much. YouTube GM, $10 on the Cash App. Thank you so much. Every video is always getting the support from all y'all. Luke Birch in the building as well. I'll be going live here in about 1 hour. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I'll be back in 1 hour. Peace. Gang.